Hello folks, welcome to the first lease deals of the month video for 2025. This one's petrols, diesels, hybrids, plug-in hybrids. EVs will come later in the week in a separate video. There aren't an abundance of deals at the moment, but there are still some very, very good ones on the combustion engine front. So let's get started. Don't forget that link to Lease Loco. Please use it, folks. It's in the video description and pinned as a top comment. I don't get paid for doing this if you don't use that link. It's as simple as that. Lease Loco get the benefit. I don't. So let's crack on. We're starting off with a Hyundai i20 1 litre T GDI Premium DCT Automatic, 237 quid a month with 713 up front. 0 to 62 in 12.1 seconds, which is not terrible for a little city car. 52 mpg, 352 litres of boot space, insurance group 12. I have reviewed one of these and I thought it was brilliant, actually. It really surprised me how good it was. 237 a month and 713 up front, as I said. Average on it's been £317 a month, 362 at its peak, and this is the lowest price we've seen it. 237 quid a month, 237 quid a month, 713 up front gets you in that little Hyundai i20. Nice little car. Next, we've got the Renault Arkana. I can't tell you too much about this because I've never driven one. 10.8 seconds to 62. They're claiming 60 mpg on this one. 480 litres of boot space, 142 horsepower, insurance group 16. It doesn't look like a terrible thing on the face of it. Let's have a look at the interior a sec. There you go. It's got the ubiquitous iPad in the middle there. Automatic, as we know. Digital display by the looks of it. So that's not looking too terrible, is it? 351 a month on average. It did drop down to 215 for like a day in September. I'm guessing that was possibly something in stock, maybe a cancelled order, something like that. But as you can see, for the rest of the year, it's been well over 300 quid. And this is sort of the lowest price it's been, apart from back here in September when there was that little blip. £260 a month and 780 up front gets you a Renault Arkana. Say Arona is next. Brilliant little car. 110 horsepower, automatic, 400 litres of boot space. This is the FR trim, which is very nice on a Seat. 115 brake horsepower, limited edition this one. Dual clutch, automatic gearbox, the DSG gearbox, 10.3 seconds to 62, 49 mpg, 400 litres of boot space, insurance groups only 14, and 115 brake horsepower. Nice versatile little car, that one. There's a look at the interior. It's very VW Group. It won't be a surprise for anyone in there. 264 a month at the moment with 793 up front. Average on it has been 335 a month. And it's only been 60p a month less than this at its lowest point. So that's really not too bad, is it? 264 a month with 793 up front. Don't forget that link to Lease Loco in the video description. Is the Nissan Juke, the 1.6 hybrid Techno, 276 a month with 828 up front. 10.1 seconds to 62, 57.6 mpg, 354 litres of boot space, insurance group 14, and 143 horsepower. 308 on average. This is the lowest price we've seen. Actually, it's not the lowest price we've seen one, because we've seen one for 4 pence a month less than it is right now. But you can forgive me there probably. At its peak, 429 on average, 308. Currently 276 with 828 up front. Again, that's a hybrid, so you're going to get very sensible MPG from that. Peugeot 2008 1.2, 136 horsepower GT edition, and it's got the EDSC6 automatic gearbox or automatic system. £303 a month with 910 up front, 8.3 seconds to 62, 51 mpg, insurance group 23. Price history on it, 470 a month on average, 589 at its peak, and at its lowest point, it was about 6 quid a month less than it is now. It's £303 a month. It's £303 a month with 910 up front. That looks like a supreme bit of value at the moment. The price right now is almost half of what it was at its peak. So that looks like a contender, folks. The Renault Symboys 1.6 E-Tech FHEV 145 Techno Auto. much like the Arkana, I can't tell you too much about this. This is obviously the bigger version of it, same running train and everything, so I won't go through the numbers again. 306 a month and 918 up front. Folks, if you're considering getting yourself into a new or used car, you should be having a look at ALA Insurance. ALA are one of the leading providers of things like gap insurance, car warranty. That's a fully insured car warranty, not one of those back of a fag packet things that you often get chucked in with your used car. They can also give you things like key care, alloy wheel and tyre cover, scratch and dent cover, all those kind of good things. The gap insurance is really a must-have, I think, if you're going for a lease. Have a look at it. It's much cheaper than you would expect. Use the code JIM10 at checkout to get yourself 10% off. And if you do need to call anyone, get on the phone. Piece of cake to deal with. They have customer service agents. They don't have any commission salespeople. So no one's trying to push you into anything. They just want to get you sorted in a way that's going to best suit your needs. Go to ala.co.uk or give them a call. And don't forget to use that code JIM10 at checkout or over the phone to get yourself 10% off, and it lets them know I sent you. Audi A3 35 TFSI S-Line S-Tronic Sportback. I've just reviewed one of these. I thought it was brilliant. I loved it, actually. 380 litres of boot space, insurance group 23, 150 brake horsepower, 8.1 seconds to 62 and 50 mpg, 1,100 quid up front, 363 a month. That compares to an average of 391 a month. And a peak of 586. I can't imagine anyone paid that for an A3 Sportback, but there we go. The lowest point on this was 350 quid. And as you can see, if you take out that sort of blip at the start here, where it was 586 quid a month, we've in the real world been looking between sort of 400, 480 and down to that lowest point of 350. I think at 363 it's decent value. It's in stock as well, so if you're looking for something in the fairly short term, this might be a good one to go for. If you're in the market for that though, you should also be considering this, which is also in stock. It's the BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe 218i, 136 brake horsepower. It's the M Sport with the tech pack, 430 litres of boot space, insurance group 17, 136 brake horsepower, 9.2 seconds to 62 and 48 mpg. £501 a month on average, at its peak 547 and its lowest point was 351. We're currently at 366 with just under 1,100 up front. I think that's a beautiful looking car. And I always like the 2 Series. It is a lower powered version, you know, let's face it, but you're getting decent MPG. They look the mustard. Really, really nice interior, and it's just a nice car to drive. Peugeot 5008. This one is a bit of a Billy bargain. 1.5 Blue HDI GT E88 automatic. It is a diesel. 11.8 seconds to 62, 45 mpg, 131 brake horsepower, insurance group 22, and 952 litres of boot space. So between 30th of September and 28th of October, it was basically 900 quid a month, which seems absolutely bananas. But even prior to that, 749 a month, 791 a month. Who's paying that for a 5008? I don't know. But this is £3 more than the lowest price we've seen. As you can see, it just dropped at the end of October down to 392 a month. And it's been sort of £2 or £3 either side of that ever since, really. £390 a month with 1,171 up front on a 3-year deal. If you want to go for the petrol version, that's a little bit cheaper, but it's also a lower spec. It's that 1.2 hybrid, so it's a little bit of a different kettle of fish. As you can see, the highest point on that was 651. So it doesn't feel like, to me, that it's offering you perhaps as much of a sort of crazy deal as the diesel. But of course, your mileage may vary as to what you think is the best deal. Volvo XC40 2-litre B3P Plus Dark Auto, £393 a month with 1,179 up front, 8.6 seconds to 62, 42 mpg, 443 litres of boot space, insurance group 24, 164 brake horsepower, 478 a month on average, 531 at its peak, Currently 393. Lowest point was 381. Currently 393. So it's not a million miles away from that. 1179 up front. This one is a factory order. Brilliant car, amazing build quality. Now we've got the refreshed Cupra Leon 1.5 E Hybrid 204 DSG automatic petrol plug-in hybrid, 7.7 seconds to 62, 706 mpg. Nonsense. 204 brake horsepower, insurance group 26, and 470 litres of boot space. 472 a month on average, 588 at its peak. At its lowest point, it was a quid less than it is right now, which is £399 a month, with 1199 up front. Mazda CX-60 plug-in hybrid, exclusive line, automatic, 5.8 seconds to 62, 201 mpg, 327 brake horsepower, insurance group 38, and 570 litres of boot space. 529 a month on average, £603 a month at its peak, and at its lowest point, it was only a fiver different to now. It's £413 a month with 1,240 up front. I'm a big fan of Mazda. I think it's a brand that often flies under people's radar, and it just shouldn't, because it deserves more. Nice interior. I don't know, there's a certain sort of quality to everything in a Mazda, I think, and that is quite a lot of car and quite a lot of performance, 5.8 seconds to 62. For sort of 400 quid a month. I haven't got any spicy stuff for you this month. There's no sort of real premium stuff around at the moment at a decent price. I mean, there's plenty of it around, but I don't think there are deals sort of worthy enough to make it into one of these videos at the moment. There's way more value in the EVs right now. If you're in the market for an EV, or you may possibly consider one if the price is right, tune in to the EV lease deals video, which is coming up in a day or two, because there is just bags of value right across the EV scene at the moment. Please use that link to Lease Loco, folks. It really does make a huge difference for me, and likewise it makes a massive difference when people just go straight to the website and don't use my link. So please do that. It is appreciated. And please go and support my sponsors, ALA. Just go to ala.co.uk and don't forget to use that code JIM10 at the checkout. That just tells them that I sent you, basically, which obviously shows them that it's worth sponsoring me. They're brilliant people to deal with. I really, truly believe in their products. And as I said, if you're considering a lease, you simply must consider gap insurance for the sake of 120 quid for 3 years cover, or 140 quid for 3 years cover. It's just such cheap peace of mind, I think. So yeah, there is a separate video on that as well, so go and check that out if you need to. Thanks ever so much for watching, folks. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I'll see you on the next one. Huge thanks to all my channel members for your continued support. I really do appreciate it.